Welcome back to Sportsman 101, everybody. This week I'm going to show you how to refill a 1-pound propane tank from a 20-pound tank. If you do a lot of camping or hunting, chances are these little green guys are a pretty big part of your life. They power lanterns, heaters, and camp stoves, yes, but they also power my weed whip, my propane torch, and there's even some boat motors, ice augers, and lawnmowers out there that all run on these 1-pound tanks. That list keeps growing too. The potential cost savings is huge. Right now, at the time of this video, it's hard to buy a 1-pound canister for less than $3. And since I can refill my 20-pound tank for $16, I save over $2 every time I refill a 1-pound tank. So before I get too far into this video, I should say that these little green tanks are not certified for refilling like that big 20-pound tank on your grill is. So it is illegal to refill or transport them commercially in the US. However, you are allowed to do so for personal use. I'm going to show you just one way to refill them. There's several ways to do it. This is just the method I use. Okay, so first things first, you need some empty 1-pound tanks. You can acquire these pretty easily either by saving them up yourself, acquiring them from friends, or even from the trash or recycling at a nearby campground. Try to stick to the ones with no rust and make sure the threads aren't damaged. You'll also need a propane adapter like this one for refilling. They can be found online or at your hardware store among the grilling and propane accessories. It's much cheaper to buy it online though. And the last thing you'll need is of course a 20-pound tank of propane, or at least a partial. I found that when these things get down to about a quarter full, they don't really refill the 1-pound tank as well as I'd like, so keep that in mind as you go. So let's get started, shall we? Begin by putting your empty 1-pound tanks in the freezer for about an hour or so. Doing this lowers the pressure inside them, making it easier to refill. While you're waiting for them to chill, you can go set up everything else outside. And yes, you need to do this outside. Propane is very dangerous and flammable, so do not do this near any open flames and never smoke while refilling your propane bottles. It's always a good idea to wear safety glasses and gloves as well. This is also a good time to mention that you're doing all this at your own risk. I'm not responsible for you making a mistake and blowing yourself up. I don't claim to be an expert in anything, I'm just a guy with some knowledge to share. Anyways, back to business. Pick out a nice sunny spot in your yard. The sun hitting your 20-pound tank will increase the pressure inside it, and that'll help get more propane into your empty bottle. Some people like to put their 20-pound tank in some warm water to achieve this, but I've never found it necessary. I'm able to get the 1-pound tank over 80% full by letting the sun warm it up. Now you're going to need to access the knob on your 20-pound tank while it's upside down, so set up a small table or portable workbench, whatever you see fit. You can go ahead and attach your refill adapter to the 20-pound tank at this point as well. Now that we're all set up, we can start refilling. Grab one of your cold 1-pound bottles out of the freezer and attach it to the other end of the adapter. Flip your 20-pound tank upside down and turn the gas on. You'll hear the gas flowing from the big tank into the little one. After about 30 to 40 seconds, you'll hear the flow stop. When you hear the flow stop, turn the gas off. Make sure you turn the gas off. Then flip your 20-pound tank right side up again and unscrew your newly refilled 1-pound tank. You'll hear a sharp hiss when it comes off. This is normal, it's just leftover propane inside the adapter escaping. Now once you've refilled your batch of empties, you need to check them for leaks. This can be done very easily by dabbing some soapy water on the valve of each bottle. If bubbles start to form, you have a faulty valve. This has only happened to me once. If it happens to you, there's a few things you can do. You can set it outside in a safe place until all the gas escapes, which could take a while, and then dispose of it safely. Or you can immediately attach it to a propane device like a heater and use it that way. I've also heard of some people reattaching it to the 20-pound tank to drain the fuel back in, but I've never tried that one myself. A leak test failure is pretty rare, but it's necessary to test for it. But once you've established that your bottles are good to go, it's a good idea to put a cap on them to protect the valve and threads. I bought some heavy-duty brass caps that are made for doing just that, but if you still have the original plastic caps, those will do fine as well. Now before I let you go, I'd like to recommend that the first couple times you do this, you weigh your empty bottles before and after you refill them. It'll give you a good idea as to how much propane you're able to put in them so you can make any necessary adjustments to your refilling process. And it'll also give you some peace of mind if you're concerned about overfilling. If you don't have a small scale, you can take a new bottle from the store, hold that in one hand and a refilled one in the other, and determine it that way too. So if this video helped you get the information you needed, please let me know by leaving a like and sharing it with your friends. Subscribe to see some more videos like this one. There's a new one out almost every week. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.